viewers may find the following footage deeply disturbing. For more awesome content, like and subscribe now. Lock and load, bitches.
I wonder how long Todd was in the background there.
He comes up every time I hit the start, and if I let him in, then it'll put him in the middle of the stuff.
Silicone Shadows.
Yeah, Dave has to get up to hear his song. Daggum it. Derek, good morning. JT, flip it good. Mark, what's up? What's up?
Hey, Mark's back. Haven't seen
Mark
Mark in a
like
few
that.
weeks.
So that was So JT, I'm trying to make the thumbnail right. So I took a selfie and said, "Can you put me in the thumbnail?" And it sort of looks like me a little bit. Looks like me on like a beauty where you wrinkled out, got all the bags in my eyes out. But Joni's been.
That's not too bad.
Joni was trying to make like a business card with Pyrex, and so it stuck Pyrex on there. I'm like, I started a new chat, but because we're sharing it, all Joni does is make thumbnails, make pictures of dogs. Yeah, so
that looks like a storage unit behind you, though. Has all those boxes.
I told it that the hardest part. I told it the name of the live show and talk about the hardest thing about and uploaded my photo. And the first time it made some young guy. The second time I uploaded a photo and it made somebody without a beard. The third time I finally put something that halfway looked like me. I'm like, whatever.
It's not bad. Your head's a little more pointy than normal, but it's sad in the photo. Where'd he go?
He's being punished. He doesn't contribute anything anyway.
All I did was laugh.
I know you're not allowed to do that.
Oh,
You must ask permission.
This is a humor.
Ask permission, damn it.
That was good, Steve. I enjoyed that.
So I will make a video when I pull everything out of the van today. What I got?
Oh, I just sold it.
That Garmin.
I just sent out an offer for $195. It's sold.
Oh, very nice. So here's the story of yesterday. Yesterday, I was looking for a couple RA items and didn't find them, and so I went close enough to one of the thrift stores I go to every 7 to 10 days. So the manager there is a really, really nice lady. I hadn't met her before because I'm at a yard sale, and Joni goes, "Where are you at?" I'm like, "I think I hear your voice on TikTok." I'm watching a TikTok live. Ladies are having a yard sale in downtown Huntsville. I'm like, I'm in downtown Huntsville at a yard sale. And sure enough, me and Harlan go bebopping across where she was doing a live. Just first time I met her, her and her significant other. I don't know if they're married or not. They might be married, but and not thinking anything of it. Didn't know she was a manager of the store until last week. Joni went with me thrifting, and we walk in, and Joni goes, "You didn't tell me Robin was the manager here." I'm like, I recognize Robin. I can't remember Robin's name because that's just the way I am. It's not any fault of anybody else other than myself. And so Joni bought some things, and I bought some things there. But I was back there. Joni was not feeling great yesterday, so she asked about how Joni was. And so I looked around, and I picked up a bunch of electronics, and I told her, I'm like, "Hey, I'm helping clear out your electronics section." And she said, "Good, because some of that stuff's been back there quite a while." She said, "You're helping me, I'm helping you." I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." So she gave me a discount on the price. So I picked up a new printer in the box. I picked up another laser printer. I picked up a Blu-ray player. Folks, there's money in filters. You'll see it in the video. Like these little bitty charcoal filters that go in these little machines and stuff. Don't ignore those kind of things. They were $3 each, and they sell for $30. It doesn't sound like, freaking 10 times your money. You're gonna, even if you only make 18, you're still profiting 6 times. Mark, I don't know. I'm struggling with what to do with the parts store. I've got other things I've got to add to it, but I've decided that I'm only buying things that I've already listed. So I've got a listing of it. Like yesterday, I bought a Showtime rotisserie that I would not normally have bought anymore. It was $3.75, and
You got to.
I've got the parts, or all I got to do is add a quantity to it. I'm like, whatever, I'll take it for $3.75. So just tear it apart and throw it away. But so that video, I've got 2 videos already made, and I'll video come out of the van. But don't ignore the printers. Just because a printer is old, this is a Dell photo printer. When's Dell make? Dell doesn't make printers anymore. I don't think. And but it's in its box, brand new. So all the styrofoam, I mean, everything's in there. So basically, to ship it, all you have to do is tape it closed, and that's it. It was 15. Ended up getting it for half price. Somebody sold one 2 weeks ago for 150 plus shipping. Same printer, same everything, open box. I mean, the ink cartridges are still in there. This thing's never been out. Small laser printer, and it's a Samsung M 2020 2002 something, whatever the model is. There's not one currently listed. The last one sold for $80. It was $2.50. Mark, I throw away broken stuff, man. I just to the point where I don't want to deal with broken stuff.
I've been just, pick it up and it's not working, not broken, but not working. I'm just selling them for parts anymore. I'm not even taking them apart.
Most of them, I'm not even dealing with parts. I'm just throwing them out.
Some things, I mean, I just sold a Zebra ZP450, which is a label printer that I had in the closet for parts. I sold that thing for $50 for parts. I mean, I didn't take anything off of it. I didn't do anything to it. I didn't even clean it up. And the guy was super happy to get it.
Yeah, I forget what Dell number it is. Let me see if it's in my memory of my phone.
But I'm not parting things out too much anymore. It's a lot of extra work, and I'm trying to make more money faster instead of doing all the work.
It's not. Sorry. You have to wait for the video. It'll probably come out Friday or Saturday. Sometimes, Mark, letting go of some of that stuff is it's better. You get your room back, declutter, all those fun things. I've thrown away quite a bit of units, and it's been
it's liberating. It really is.
So what are you trying to say, Paul? Seeing Todd's hands reminds you to touch yourself? Is that what you're saying?
Oh God.
Oh my God. That's what I was thinking. Listen.
See, Todd is good for something.
Well, I frame it in a different way. I need Todd's sexy hands to get my day going. That means he wants Todd to do it. I don't think Todd's going to go there to do that.
Hey, Mark, you could open a store called partsonly.com. There you go. Yeah,
so that's Mark. Listen to Steve, for God's sakes. He only has a good idea once every.
He came up with something good.
So it is now. We're in July, and Steve just came up with his first one this year.
Nice.
Actually, you had another good one. You got 2 in the same day, Steve. What's wrong with you?
I did. What was the other one?
About your Whatnot show.
Oh yeah.
You're talking. I mean, I thought that was.
Nobody.
Yeah, we're not telling y'all about that because you got to turn the camera on and come visit with us. He might
think outside the box sometimes.
Don't hold your breath, Paul.
So make it. I would. Your friend's telling you something that you should maybe at least explore the option. Start another store with just for parts only units, and that way people know what you've got over there, and it's no secret. You can put your no returns over there, and you can make the clever name for the store. I find that you fix it, whatever.
I like partsonly.com. Sounds really good.
Yeah.
I'm sure it exists already. I was trying to make an OnlyFans type joke, and it didn't come out right. Or I had a really good point. One or the other. I don't know.
Because the one thing, so if you watch Primo at all, Primo said, the thing is separating the stores is really giving them some success because taking the media out, because trying to sell like they're expensive. Look at that, expensive, fancy designer sofa from the 60s, that's thousands of dollars, and a Blu-ray. They don't necessarily go together. And so I think eBay sometimes has a different way of trying to deal with a store that has different sell-through rates and different, you know what I mean? The more similar your items are, you make it easier for eBay to calculate things and put your store up, and your store will move up in search and do better because it functions better when things are more alike.
Well, they already canceled.
They cancel for real? Damn.
My guess is now eBay sometimes will send you an offer, a buyer offer.
Right.
As a buyer, you've looked at that item, so the other seller is sending you an offer, and he probably thought it was somebody accepting his offer.
Bridget, good morning. Good morning. So Spam's here. Primo and Spam will be live today, probably live today at noon Central, so it's 1:00 Eastern. So make sure you check those guys out. Always a good time. Larry, that's for automotive only. eBay is going to do mandatory 30-day returns. That's automotive only. Axe Monkey, yeah. So if y'all didn't catch Monday's show, Axe Monkey was doing some things and really talking about her got them to talk about her store. It's not a bad thing and go, hey, I like this person. I watch their shows. Let's send them something or make them something personal. They will tell their audience, what I do. That's not a bad thing. Paul is very good about that. I hate to say anything nice about Paul because Paul is so mean to me, and I'm old. I'm an elder, and I shouldn't be treated that way. But Paul does a very good job. If people do the sponsor chats and promote it, he is very good about promoting those people and really talking about their channel. And so he comes across as really not, even if he doesn't know the person from Adam's House Cat, he'll take a second and it really feels like he knows the person's account.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It sounds like he really does.
Yeah, so Paul does. That's one of the things he does very well.
How the hell does Paul know all these people?
Yeah.
And then I realized he doesn't.
Quickly look at the profile, you view profile, and read what they sell and look around. I know, Paul, it's only going to happen once every month, so rest of the month, you're just dog crap. That's all there is to it. But you have if you want some publicity, if you want some things to do different, don't be scared to try new things. So many people are so locked in their ways, and they think the only answer to anything is, well, I'm not going to promote or I am going to promote. Those are, in the grand scheme of things, there's so many things you can do, but so many people stop thinking right there. Whereas as a whatnot in a social community, spend time in Paul shows, in a chat. So if you're into vintage items, find people that you like, and then that's what Jennifer did. She spent a year carrying on in chats, buying stuff, talking to people. People knew who she was before she started, and then she went in there with a bang. She's exploded on whatnot, bringing good items, friendly really the exact opposite of Paul. She's really nice, friendly, sells good items. Exact opposite of what Paul does, but they both work. So there you go. Does that make up for Paul?
You're still insulting him, just in a shrouded manner. Stealth insult.
Yeah, if it doesn't sell in a year, raise. I'm telling you, right now I'm having a lot of success on eBay with everything I'm listing is selling. And so what does that tell me? That tells me that even if I've got older listings, go back and review them. Take some older listings down, change the pictures, look at your price. And then, that there's a reason why the older stuff is not selling. Determine if you even need it on your store to begin with. Resale Express. No. So I was watching someone on TikTok last night, and they were talking about keywords, and it was something about the way, some of the keywords they put in there that their clothing or whatever was getting more, and their items were getting more because they were using specific keywords that people would. I mean, imagine this: you're using terms that people would look for, like, I want a so-and-so type hat instead of hard to find, rare, EUC, all the crazy stuff that we put in as resellers. Nobody has a clue what the hell we're talking about.
I looked at a listing the other day for a stuffed animal, and in the title was the word cute. Who the hell's searching for stuffed animals by the word cute? They're not.
Nobody. You're just you're using you're making yourself feel better by using the 80 characters, and you're not accomplishing anything.
I'm a lazy lister, and I just usually use somebody else's title. But if it's the truth, if you were to actually just change the title, you'd have better luck because everybody's a lazy lister.
Even if you went to Chat GPT and typed in "optimize this title for eBay, please," you're 10 times better off.
Well, there are some eBay Plus. You're right, but
did you just call Steve an ugly plush? Is that what happened there, Chastity?
Probably, yeah. It's fine. I've been called worse. Just today, I've been called worse.
Resale Express, you're 100% correct. I wish the term that she used, it was items that I had no interest in, and I didn't really understand. I knew she was the term she was using, and she brought up her listings versus other listings and what they sold for. She was getting about 30 to 40% more by using terms that, from like I was looking at something the other day. Yesterday, Jennifer and I were on the phone. We were looking up items, and somebody had put TikTok in the title, and I would think, man, they're giving away where they got it, or it was or Dollar General was Dollar General on the title, and this item was so popular that she's like, no, people search for it that way. They would say this and this dollar from Dollar General or something, because it was specific to that store, and that's the reason why it was a good search term to be in there, because it was some kind of measuring cup, some kind of designer measuring cup. I forget what the hell it was. Dolly Parton or somebody, I don't know.
They sold or found one of these Beanie Boos the other day. It's not this one.
Hey Andy, what's happening, man?
It was specific to Claire's, and most of the people didn't even put Claire's exclusive in the title. I mean, that kind of makes sense to put it in the title if it's an exclusive, because people will be looking for that.
Not big about who can I look for? Appreciate. Who can you look for on YouTube?
Me.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm not on YouTube anymore except this show.
So even though his videos are 40 minutes and drawn on, I have to be nice to Commonwealth, the midget picker. The little he's a good listener to put in the background. Just don't expect him to get to the point to like minute 36 or 7. But he shows a lot of great items. You think, man, that's a great pickup. I really like listening to him, and I'll look over and see what he sold. On TikTok are really good because he's only got a couple minutes, and so he'll show you what he finds real quick. On TikTok, he's not trying to drag you out for forever. So, but man, that dude's a wealth of knowledge.
He got that same criticism from somebody else, and he responded. He said something like, "I gotta be me. I gotta be me."
It works for. I mean, I you know what I would tell Kevin? I mess with him because I consider Kevin a friend. He's a good guy. I wouldn't change a thing. People love what he's doing, and he's extremely popular, and it does well on social media. I wouldn't change anything. Just see, that's the strength of YouTube and social media is repeatability. You want proof of that? Go look at Taco Stacks, for God's sakes. He's been picking up trash and selling it at the flea market and buying storage units on his channel for how long? And he still gets amazing views. Just a generally nice person. I've met him once in person. Good young man.
He hasn't changed his formula on YouTube.
No, he just does what he does. Okay, Harry Tornado is another one. Harry Tornado does some other things, but at the core, he is still the same. They are still the same wholesome young couple that's trying things, very friendly. Show you where they seem to be very transparent. People like that. Look at the people that are successful in doing these things, and that you'll go, wait a minute, they just repeat the same thing. You want to? Good morning, Miss Jennifer. I mean, Go look at Lonnie. How many
I thought
people watch?
Jennifer's comment said. I thought Jennifer's comment said Kevin is wonderful and very short.
Uh,
It's smart. She
that
said
could be
smart. I'm
true
sorry.
too.
I've never met
So
Kevin, though. I don't know.
look at Lonnie in the shed. How many videos has Lonnie made picking stuff out of the shed and listening stuff in the shed and talking to you in the shed?
It's the same formula for
Lonnie is
every
very good at
single video.
YouTube. Lonnie has other channels that he does on YouTube. He's extremely good at it. And if he hasn't changed and has done very okay, so he did try to change once and do what did he try to do? The motorhome or channel or whatever. It didn't do very well because that audience did not like, and he went back to his formula. And guess what? Lonnie is he doesn't. That's another one I would listen. Lonnie does a nice job on YouTube if you want to find things that sell and just talk about reselling.
I admire the fact that you could be mowing the lawn and not even breaking a sweat.
I know. See, there I go with a backpack on. I'm blowing. Hey, good news. We get fiber Tuesday.
Nice.
So
I can't.
This is how big a ripoff. So right now we pay about $130 a month for just cable internet, nothing else.
Yep.
Because we are in a test market, or they supposedly was a test market for data caps on. How many of y'all have cable internet and have no data caps? We have data caps because they decided to test Xfinity, and they left it here. So we were going over. So for an extra $30 a month, you get unlimited. We have to pay for unlimited on cable internet, which everybody else gets just regular. And so the guys across the street, when his internet gets put in Friday or Monday, he's a couple days before us. He'll get the fiber. He's like, the hardest thing in the world is get Xfinity to cancel you. Now they want to match the price and they want to do this and say they can probably match the speed and do this and that. It's too late. You've been screwing us over for how long? And now you want to go? Yeah. Well, now since you might leave us, how about if we use a little lube for the next couple of years? Man, the hell with y'all.
Sue Redmond is in the chat. We got to meet up with Sue in where were we? Menor, Ohio, near Cleveland, and it was a good time. We spent a good couple of hours just sitting there talking, and it was really nice. So
yeah, we
had a great time.
Awesome individual.
Yes, she is.
So we signed up for $65 a month, the one gig plan, which is a gigabyte up and down.
It's funny that my little town has had fiber for 4 or 5 years now, and you're in a bigger area. You would think that you would have had it way before me.
It's because the way the neighborhood fits up against the airport, and there's no neighborhood on the other side of the airport. But now that they've brought it this way, because all the neighborhoods behind us, when they build them, they went ahead and put it in as they were building the neighborhoods. They just skipped right over us. Oh, we're coming. They told us 5 years ago it'll be within the next 12 to 18 months.
Now he wants to buy it again.
Fiber's great. We got it about 2.5 years ago. No problems.
Now I got to do math.
Susan A. Wells. I don't think I follow her. Let's see.
I've watched Susan before. She does a lot of like bolos and things like that. She uses other people's sales and does YouTube videos and shows you things that people have sold. If I'm remembering the right person.
Why not? All right. Yeah. So JT, right now I could do a speed test for you. It'd be 450 down and about 40 up. So we're going to double the download speed, and the upload speed is going to be 25 times more. So I think we're all right with 1-in-1.
Offers aren't certified.
They have a faster one or two or so. I don't know. Joni did it. I asked her, did you ask about the different plans? No, I got the $65 one. I'm like, all right, whatever. One gig up and down. I don't struggle with the the download speeds are fine. They're more than capable. It's the upload speeds to get videos up that really sucks. You know why? You know why, Craig? Because we were hoping it was a dirt nap.
So did we cover the topic? What's the hardest thing in reselling?
We ain't even got to the topic yet. Nobody's even asked about
There's a topic.
it. Yeah.
I saw in the title, what's the hardest thing?
Dealing with I don't know. It's easy job.
Having lag in your chat.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing in reselling.
Lenny, I might. So who is that with? We have MediaCom. I need to look at their plans. Once we get going, everything's fine. I'll see about adjusting. But I'm just excited to be able to upload at a gig. What are you talking about? Yeah, it's Wednesday, not Friday, unfortunately. So the hardest thing. So Jennifer and I talked about this a lot yesterday. Is multiple platforms, folks. It's the hardest thing you'll do in reselling. You think, it's just cross listing and this and that. If you're just doing a cross lister and having a program sort of tingle with posh for you, you're not running two platforms. That's running your main platform and dallying with another one. That's not, because if you were actually over there building an audience and really paying attention to the things that you need to do on the second platform, the first platform would suffer. I promise you. I've tried my best to make eBay and Amazon work, and Amazon always dominates because you tend to lean towards the platform that makes you more money. Fidium Fiber, never heard of Fidium Fiber, and if you lean towards the one that the newer one, and you don't pay attention to the older one, man, in a hurry can you kill your sales on platforms. It's by far the hardest thing you'll do.
I wouldn't know.
Axe Monkey, you've got to be. I can find inventory, Fred. Inventory is everywhere. Inventory. I don't have any problems with inventory. I don't even consider it. Like, I'm going to an estate sale tomorrow. I expect to do very well. A lot of the inventory thing depends on how you source. Is, are you willing to do the work? It's so many people. I that's too far to look excuses you get. Well, there's nothing in my area. But what about this? Well, it's too far to drive. Oh, they don't have this. I can't ever beat people too. They always beat. I mean, the excuses. Porcelain Princess, good morning. Good morning. It's now even adding YouTube is just, it makes it worse too. 100%. I decided a long time ago that YouTube was third or fourth wheel. The heck with it. Craig, nobody wants to say good morning to you. Please stop. Change to one of your other names and somebody might talk to you.
I don't know how Craig has so many names.
Craig is a troll.
You know what name I haven't seen in a long time? Connie Lingus. I know that's not Craig, but
We've accused him of it though.
Yeah, he's not that witty.
That's true. But you just have to be careful. That's a road that you go down that you could end up thinking that you're going to do better because you're going to have multiple things and end up worse. Man, why you got to throw inventory storage in there? Damn it, Fred. Fred got me.
Are you about to close down one of your storage units, Scott?
No. I'm about to take some of these tubs back to it because I'm tired of looking at them in here. So I told you Craig is just a troll. It's this is what happens in the summer. Nothing exciting goes on. I guess I'd tell you my opinion of the. I think going back to 20,200 is a loss for full time resellers. The more you sell, the more you should hate that rule. Do I think 600 was the right number? No. Do I think it should have been more in the 8 to 10,000 range? Probably. Because the problem is if you've got so many people that see that as a limit and just want to sell 20,000, there's no, or 18,000, there's no problem with that. The problem with that is if they don't report, I am now at a disadvantage because I am paying taxes on my profit that they are not incurring because they are not reporting. And so that, that means that how do you compete with somebody on price who has a significant advantage on you in the profit category? That is my biggest gripe with I think it should have been lower than 20,000, but 600 is way too low. So
let's hope those people get a visit from
a TikTok
IRS and
person.
change their ways.
I don't know, Risa. I just doom scroll. I don't half-ass even know who I'm looking at.
I know. That's what I do too. I don't do TikTok that much, but YouTube Shorts a lot. Same thing. I doom scroll.
Yeah, if they're a reseller, I'll just follow them so it fills my feed up. I don't, except for Alex, the Beer King picker. I had to ban Alex because he gave out bad information.
Uh-oh.
He sold a prescription item and then told the world about it. I'm like, admit that you've broken federal law, put it in video so everybody can see it. That's a good one.
I'm sure he just didn't know. I'm hoping.
I don't think he didn't do it on purpose. I don't think
I've done it too. I sold a TENS unit and then realized it said RX on the inside.
That's exactly what it was. It was a TENS unit, and you've got to be the cheaper the TENS unit, you seem to be okay.
Yeah, it sold again.
Same person?
I think it was, yeah.
Oh wow.
I think he messed up and accidentally canceled it. He said, resend the offer and I'll buy it. And I said, okay, I'll do that. And he bought it. So I bought this. I was at a yard sale this weekend. And it was a table and it had one of those marine Garmins on it. And I've never seen one in real life before. But I knew as soon as I seen the word Garmin and it was a big box, I knew it was something I should buy. On the table, he had a piece of tape. It said $1 for each item on the table. I just sold it for $200. That's winning. Plus, I got one of those little Magellan handheld ones that'll go for about $25 off the same table. So I'm at $2 for all that stuff, and it had the transponder with it and everything you need to make it work. It had it all, and I have a bench power supply in my office, so I can test it without hooking it up to a car battery. So it was nice. It was a good sale.
So that's okay. So Reseller Express. Here's a good way you can tell whether somebody's giving you decent information or not. Just simply by a sell-through rate. If at any point in the history of their talking they say the sell-through rate is more than 100%, never listen to them again.
Ever.
Because if they can't do simple math and understand that if you, without being crooked and stealing and shenanigans, if you've got 10 items and you sold 10, that is 100% sell-through rate. To get to 110% sell-through rate for 10 items, you'd have to sell 11. If you had 10 and sold 11, I don't know how that works. And so you can never sell more than you have. So the sell-through rate must cap at 100%. I mean, it's all over YouTube. These people, I was looking at this and that had almost a 400% sell-through rate, so I bought it so fast. Click. I'm out. Maybe is that Common Core math that these people do now that they can't seem to get the thing right?
No, they're
Is that
looking at solds versus listed, and it's okay to look at that, and it will give you an idea if you should buy it or not.
but
But
because
it's not the right way
it's
to do
not
the
a one
math.
of that's the thing with eBay. It's not one of okay, so eBay doesn't show you every sale. So people
No,
could be hiding sales by using the inventory and you never see the sales when you click sold. So that's one thing. And so that really messes with it. And then you've got another if I listed things today and it's the sold numbers are not going to be the same because they're not the same time period. Because just because eBay says we're showing you the last 90 days and you look at it and go, but that's just January. It's July. Why am I, you know what I mean? The solds, because supposedly the last 90 days are really a lot longer period than 90 days. Um, I know spam. It drives me nuts. I'm like, what? So make sure Primo says it about 100 times a day about like a 200% sell through rate.
He's probably got a sound effect to go with that.
He's got time to make one. So there you go. His buttons actually work, unlike John's. They just John sort of fizzles out. Did anybody hear that? No.
I think John just forgets to use his.
All right. So lag. I can explain it to you in a way you can understand. If you get up this morning, lag, and your mama makes you 4 pancakes, you cannot eat 5. You only have 4 available to eat. You cannot eat the 5th one.
and cutting one in half is still 4.
That's still 4. That's still 3 and 2 halves. That's 4.
Yeah.
If you eat the 5th pancake, most likely it's your napkin, or it's like the old thing. If you're dreaming that you're eating a big marshmallow, and you wake up and your pillow's gone, you might have eaten the pillow.
Maybe he's in a multiverse or something, and there is 5.
Oh, you're agreeing with me?
What?
Oh my, that's like 2 shows in a row. I can't take this kind of pressure. He agreed with me yesterday when I was on. Whose show was I on yesterday?
It must have been really good. You can't even remember.
I'll be real fucking gentle.
I was on his show.
Oh.
But you do like the pancake talk. I got you. But it's just if people can't do simple math, it's you finally sub to John's channel.
I'm guessing he means flipping ain't easy, John.
Okay, so John
I don't even think I'm subbed.
John is a really nice guy. He is a little sensitive though. If you mess with him too hard, he's a little sensitive. I'm like, dude, you're almost 50 years old, or you are 50 years old. You got to toughen up. Come on.
I'm glad I'm not very sensitive because I'd have been gone a long time ago. A long time ago.
Well, hell, how long were you on your other show?
Oh my God. 8 years. I put up with that shit for 8 years.
Chris used you as a whipping post for how long? For 8 years?
8 years.
Yeah. The math ain't math, no, and it's so it makes, and then that's a thing for me. If you tell me that, then I'm like, so what else can you not figure out in your business? Because they don't. How many times people pick stuff up and they list it for a price, and I'm looking at it going, go look on eBay. You start looking at some prices, going, if you got that for free, I know how much it weighs. There's no physical way you can make any money. Why? I mean, if it's somebody who's had it for a long time but just wants out of it, I get that. But you'll see newly listed items and you'll look at it and go, especially on Amazon, Amazon's the craziest one. You'll look at it and start adding up the fees and go, holy crap. There's no physical way for them to make money on this product. Are they, and they've got like 3 feedback. I'm like, are they that challenged? Are they that desperate to sell something? Or they just want to beat their chest? I sold something on Amazon. I paid Amazon to let me sell something.
Even big sellers sometimes,
Yeah, trying to match Amazon. Even Amazon. I don't think people realize Amazon sells some things at a loss.
Of course they do.
How does
They don't
Amazon?
have to sell everything.
I
For
could
a
order a 6-pack of these. They weigh what 5-6 pounds, and they will match Walmart's price at $4.88 right now, or somewhere in that range. They were shipping to me Prime $4.88. They'll be here on Friday. How does Amazon make money using UPS or the post? Use UPS to send me a package. I mean, they've got to buy it. They're not getting it for free. UPS is going to charge them a discounted rate, but we're talking something that's 5 pounds.
All big retailers have loss leaders, and that's a loss leader for them. That's all it is. They know if you buy that, you're going to come back and buy more stuff. That's all they care about. And they make
I bought
money on the other
I
stuff.
bought these glasses. These are the best readers I think I've had.
I hope they didn't ship them together. I know on Amazon they would.
No, they didn't. I only ordered one thing.
Is that the ones you bought like 40 of them?
For $15.99, you got 8 pairs, and they've got the blue on them, or they're supposedly block the blue. I got tired of not having glasses in every car in every room, like 4 or 5 pairs, because I lose them. Look how smart it makes me look. I can calculate sell through right now.
Holy, 157%.
87% sell through rate. It was 300%. 87.
Well, look at
that. But yeah,
my wife's mother has glasses in every room of the house, in her car. I think when she had her accident, I pulled 2 or 3 pairs of glasses, reading glasses, out of her car. It's funny.
Okay, so I had to cancel too, Steve. Tell me this. I had a person ask me about
it though. So.
I've got some Guitar Heroes for sale, and somebody asked me about the guitar. Did all the buttons work? I'm like, yep. I attached it to my computer and tested all the buttons. All the buttons do work. He said, all right, great. He bought it. Like 36 hours later, a request to cancel bought by mistake. I sent the guy a message. I mean, am I the asshole? I sent him a message saying, I accepted your cancel, but I understand this. You didn't buy this by mistake. You actually asked me questions about this. You're blocked. And that's the message I sent him. And I put him on the block list.
That's petty.
Was I an asshole for that?
Mm-mm.
That customer lied. They straight up lied.
Well, this is the United States of America, and you have the right to not sell to a certain person if you don't want to.
Not on Amazon, you don't.
They broke. Well, yeah, that's true. They broke the contract. So if you don't want to sell to them in the future, you don't have to.
That's correct. Do I have 3 pairs in the bathroom? Phil, there's some places in this world I don't need magnification for, fortunately. That you are thinking about putting them in the bathroom, I feel sorry for your significant other.
He's good. He needs 3 pairs just to see it. Is that what you're saying?
He's the one that brought it up.
I'm just.
And Eric, we notice how you slip in here late and are not abiding by the rules to be on time. Yeah.
I don't understand how that's even a thing. You should not be allowed to slip in late and then chat.
So Mark, I'm not quitting Amazon. So in conversations yesterday with when we were talking about multiple platforms, what we still can sell on, what I still can sell on Amazon is still worth it. It's still worth. Where did I put my fine from? Ugh. How did I lose the camera that fast? Did I take it back over there? Steve, entertain them.
Entertaining.
Yeah, I took it back.
I don't
Okay,
I
so
don't even have any of the things I was ungated for anymore. So
this is a great example. I can still sell Nikon on Amazon. So this is paid $18 for it.
let's see if I
It's
can
a
still sell Nikon.
It's a Coolpix S33 16 megapixel Nikon. I can put it on eBay. On eBay, it will sell for $199 is what the highest new one is sold for. I would probably have to promote it a little bit, maybe 5 or 6%. That put my fees at 20%.
I can only
So
sell
20%
Nikon
of
used.
200, it's going to cost me $40 total in fees to sell this thing. Or I could put it on Amazon for $250 and pay 8% fees. It's really a no-brainer just to put it on Amazon and let it sit until it sells. Because that's the going rate of, because they're getting 200 for used ones, and so Amazon still has a. I'm not actively going out going, you know what, I'm gonna go buy 100 of these for Amazon anymore. It's more of opportunity to sell it. Where is it? Where does it best sell? Where do I make the most money? On eBay, I lose $70 by putting that on eBay. 70. That's a significant number. Yeah, it's 140,000 ranked, but there's only a few sellers. There's not many new ones.
If you still have the ability to sell that new on Amazon, that's where I would go. I can't. I can only sell used Sony and Nikon.
I still have the ability. I've not been kicked off Nikon yet.
Yeah,
It's probably coming, but yet.
it'll come. Used, you might still be able to sell it, but not new. And that's why I don't do Amazon anymore, because I went down to a
Even if I put it
personal
at like
account.
new, which is probably the right answer, it still goes same price because
I went back down to a personal account on Amazon, and so any of the ungatings I had are probably long gone. There's a few left. Now, you don't normally lose them just by switching to a personal account, but it's been so long since I've listed anything that all those things are gone nowadays. I can't sell Legos anymore, that kind of stuff. Should have sold my account when it still had all that stuff. That's what I should have done. Oh well. But I like to keep the account around, because if I find something like you just did, and I can sell it as like new, and I can make $100 more than I would on eBay, that's kind of a nice thing.
But $70 on one item is significant for just being understanding. So the person who has the 200% sell-through rate, do you think they have the ability to analyze and go, wait a minute, I will make more money on this platform versus that platform? And there's generally a higher sell-through rate on one platform or the other because of the way more customers on Amazon. I don't know that if they can't figure out they can't sell more than they've got, can they give you good information about how to determine where to sell something? I doubt it. They're probably the same person who has their own yard sale and puts eBay sheets on there what it's worth. This is what I got to listen for on eBay. That's fine. I would be going to eBay to buy it if I wanted it from eBay. I'm in your driveway, buddy. It's worth about 10% of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there is my hardest part about selling on eBay is people who think their stuff is worth way more than it is, and you can't negotiate with them because finding products sometimes is hard because of that. People.
I'm not the person that argues or deals with them. I just get in the car and move on to the next one.
No, you can't. You might as well not. I can walk into a yard sale and know that, okay, it's priced higher than eBay prices because they think it's worth that, and I don't even try.
Why did Johnny try calling me?
Or I had a yard sale the other day, and I wanted to buy the lot of, what was it he was selling? Pokemon cards. He had a binder full of Pokemon cards. He's selling for, I think, 25 cents a piece or 50 cents a piece or something. And I said, well, what do you want for the whole binder? He pulls out a calculator. and right then I knew I wasn't buying them.
Okay, so Mark, here's a scenario for you. Harlan, aren't you at work, Harlan? Go back to work. Don't make me report you to your wife for giving out bad information. So Mark, here's it depends on the situation. I would tell you. So 3 weeks ago, I bought 2 PS3 guitars. They each had their dongle. I've got these on
Nice.
eBay. I didn't think about putting them on Amazon. Maybe I need to put them on Amazon. Both dongles, I paid $15. Both dongles I've
Still have
sold.
my dongle.
$86 is what I got for them. Does it matter how long it takes the guitars to sell? If I spent $15 and I've already made 85, does it matter if I wait a little bit extra time for guitars? You know, maybe I'm gonna check the guitars out on.
I think the biggest issue with that would be storage. You know,
I think the other thing too,
have
guitars
space.
on eBay, on Amazon, they expect the dongle for the most part. They want it to be like it came.
It depends on what you want to do. You want to get rid of them fast, get rid of them fast. Put them on eBay. If that's where they sell faster for you, or Amazon if that's where they sell faster for you. If you're just in it to turn and burn, do what's best for you.
Mark, I'd also look at things like the fees in that category. I believe the guitars and video games, I think they are a lesser fee than the straight 15 and a half. They might, or I think they're a lower fee as well in electronics. Could be wrong. Somebody call me on that one. We'll ask Google.
I'm just gonna assume you're wrong.
But you know, what does it cost you to sell them faster? Are you in a position where you need the sales, then sell them faster, or can you wait?
In my current position, I'd rather sell them faster, even if I'm losing some money. Mark, you should know who to watch and who not to watch. I'm just saying. I do multiple platforms, Whatnot and eBay, and I enjoy both.
Gemini thinks it's a 15% referral fee. We're gonna do a deep dive to make sure that it.
John Jones is uncomfortable with the word dongle. It's a nice word.
Well, if you were like Phil and kept 3 pairs of readers in your bathroom, maybe you'd be more comfortable with dongle. Daily Refinement needs to do multiple platforms because he's gotten permanently banned off at least one.
Now, I've watched his Whatnots. I even bought something from him on Whatnot because it was a good deal.
Was it him or somebody else?
No, it was actually him that day. He was selling NASCAR shirts, so I bought them and I
Did
stuck them somewhere. And I don't.
Can he still sell on Poshmark, or did he get kicked off on Poshmark for impersonating himself as a white girl?
I remember that. Yeah, I mean, when people tell you to, it's the truth. He put up a profile as a white girl because
he said that people on Poshmark felt more comfortable buying from white women. So,
yeah, I forgot about that one. Holy Lord! But it's okay. People still follow the guy, and if that's your cup of tea, that's your cup of tea. He does sell a lot of stuff. I mean, if you watch him on Whatnot, he sells a lot of stuff. I don't know if that's his. Warehouse that he's selling out of. I think he probably just went to rent some space there, and it looks bigger than he is. But I don't follow that much. But if he's got a good deal, I'll buy it from him. You know, and it
looks like Amazon only gives you a break on video games for consoles. The consoles are lower, but not the accessories.
I am in that refurbished program, just like you are. And I haven't sold a single console refurbished yet, even though I do that anyway. So I'm going to start doing that and see if I can get a little bit more money for them.
Vintage Memory says, say that again. What are you talking about? Say that again. Ping. The Guitar Hero guitar is considered a video game accessory and not a guitar.
I think she's talking about you were saying that 10K on the Bay was saying he was a white girl.
Yeah, he really did. I watched that video.
I'm not lying. I try not to lie. I'll tell you the truth, whether you like it or not.
I mean, selling online, except for live platforms nowadays, is anonymous. And so you could be buying from anybody. And that's what he took that into account. I'm not saying it wasn't a crafty idea.
Even Harlan remembers him. It must be true.
But he did it. And then he got busted for selling probably stolen Nikes. And people still follow the guy. Whatever. I mean, that's your cup. If that's your choice.
Hey, Eric,
now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I shouldn't have.
Hey, Eric, did that guy sell 12 pairs of big girl panties yesterday? Is that guy?
$12 pair. Jeez.
Yeah, somebody bought
inventory to 30,000.
I know. I'm down to 42 cases. Let's go. I counted them the other day. 42 cases. Let's
Holy
go.
Lord.
Yeah, let's see what we sold. So this person bought 3 packs. And then I sold over the weekend. I sold another $50-some worth. So I'm over $100 this month already in July in big girl stuff. So the one unit is definitely paid for, and we're on our way to paying for the second storage unit.
Wasn't it the Wayans brothers that were white chicks?
Yeah.
So that was a pretty good movie, though.
Okay, so just in the.
They are funny.
Let's share my screen. I know y'all want to see this. There, share screen. All right, so here's a bolo. If you don't mind shipping, it's in a big box. I had to put it in a Lowe's in a Home Depot medium. Home Depot and Lowe's boxes are not the same size anymore, which is good for us as resellers because it gives you options. Add to the scene. So I sold.
Yeah, it's a nice fan.
I sold that, so you can see the shipping on it's $19. That's a Galaxy fan from the. Some of these are brown, and the blades are brown, and they're good too. But keep an eye out for these fans. I paid $6 for this fan. What else do you notice about this picture there, Steve?
Did I notice about it?
Yeah.
Let's see.
You didn't put it on a beach in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh
the cord is nicely wrapped. It's not a great picture.
Somebody else tell them what's the great thing about this listing that y'all see.
Am I looking just at the picture or what?
No, the whole listing. There's something great about the listing.
Oh. You sold 2 of them.
I had 2 of them. They both sold this weekend.
Yeah, you sold 2 of them. That's the thing.
I sold 2 of these this weekend.
I thought you wanted me to look at the picture. That's why I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, I sold 2 of these this weekend. The other one goes out today. They're easy. They actually fit in the medium, the 21 by 16 by 15 box. It wasn't bad to ship it. It's going to, I forget where it's going, but it was like $14 to ship.
Spam calls all day long.
Bridget called you? Why is Spam Banshee calling you?
Not that spam.
Yeah, so those are nice. I picked one up for $5 and one up for $6 or $7. They were both at the same thrift store. Just to happen to be, I picked up one week and one a few days later. Somebody complained that the shipping was too high, so I lowered the shipping from the John method calculated down to just a base shipping, $18.95, and they sold within a week of changing the. So, folks, you might have great items. Those fans are people like those fans. They've got a cool look to them. But if the shipping is too high, there's something that you need to look at the listing. Why has this been listed for a while? Wait a minute. A customer just asked, why is the shipping so high? Maybe I should take that feedback into account. I've only got $5 into the fan. I'm getting 58. Even if I lose another $3 or $4 in shipping, does it really matter? Not really.
That is a bone I have to pick with some whatnot sellers. People in the chat will say, why is your shipping so high? And instead of looking to see what the shipping is or asking what the shipping is, well, whatnot calculates that for me. They don't even, you might have the weight wrong. I've seen things that
all right, Fred, have a good day, man.
$20 shipping, and they don't go and try to figure out why the shipping's so high. Figure it out. Give your customers a good experience.
See, I think that's another one. I think that's another one too that's really hard about reselling is to get out of your own way. One of the hardest things to do is to get out of your own way. If you're getting feedback from customers and messages, maybe it's some confusion about the listing. Maybe they've got questions. If a customer has questions about your listing, instead of just being mad and going, most people go, I want to put them on the block list because anybody that asks questions about a listing, they're going to be picky and they're going to send it. And instead of doing that and going, well, maybe there's some more features that I can add to this to help this item sell versus being so defensive about the customer. It's hard to switch from personal to business. It's very, very hard.
Still has it, but they used to, when you answered a question for a customer, you could actually put that right in the answer to the question right in the listing. I don't know.
Yeah, so everybody can see it. Yeah, they used to. Yeah. I don't see that. Do they do that anymore?
I don't know.
I always check yes.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I always check yes on that.
That way you don't have to answer that question 700 times.
So Eric said he's changed all his listings to 90% to free shipping. He's up 1,000% over last month. Were you on vacation last month, Eric? Okay. Some items are in some categories need to be free shipping because that's what the customers expect. So I've got those filters that you'll see in the video whenever I get around to making it. They were $3. They sell for $29.99. And if you look at what others have sold for, or how much I've got free shipping, it'll be damn near 100%.
So I've been selling these magic cards.
I'll match it.
Those are all free shipping because it cost me 63 cents to ship it. But there's other guys out there who will put $1.50 shipping on that to hide the price. That's what they're doing. So
Eric, I commend you for your sales. Most people will not take that step, awesome. And that's what I'm talking about. They will not go. They'll look at. I've got great items. I'm competitively priced. I don't know why. It's got to be eBay's fault. eBay hates me. There's so many scenarios you can come up with. Maybe you just need free. Maybe you're in a category that you need free shipping instead of that to make your items attractive. Adjust the price.
Everybody in that category has free shipping. You probably ought to have free shipping, or you better have a very competitive price. It's just the way it is.
It's amazing. And so the one thing I can tell you, the way the algorithm works is if you're in a category that's dominant about 80-90% free shipping, and you're not in that because you already get a little bit of a bump for free shipping because eBay has told us that. But how much is that bump if you're now behind everything else being equal and you're not free shipping? You're below the top 80%.
I'll look into that, Lag. Lag's telling me to sell magic cards on TCG Player. I didn't even know you could sell there. So I'll look into it because I have a couple thousand cards, but a lot of them are low end. They're all low end for the most part. But I did a sale on Saturday, Sunday, Monday night.
I have a low end.
Kent, it's only 9 o'clock. Go back to sleep.
I did a sale on whatnot on Monday night and sold individual lower end cards, $1 to $10, and I made $200. So that was a pretty good show.
So did you hit the thumbs up on John's show? So you're still getting sales from that?
I did, yeah.
You have to hit thumbs up on somebody else's show to make money
to continue to get sales for the week. According to John, you do.
I'm not doing it.
If you don't hit the thumbs up on his show, you won't get any sales for the whole week. That's what he said.
That sounds like false advertising, and I think we should call the FTC.
I told him that it was like stolen valor.
Yeah. Same thing.
Uh,
I like stolen valor. I've got a lot of military surplus for sale.
Anissa. Please use the words in their proper form. Yeah. Moist.
Moist.
The summer in Pennsylvania near Anissa's house is very moist today. Thank you.
It actually isn't moist today, but
it's going to be.
I'm speaking for her. I don't know what.
I couldn't go to weeknight last night because of the rain. Man, it for about 30 or 40 minutes, it came down like I was expecting Noah's boat to come floating down the street. And so what do you do with your packages? I have to be here when the UPS guy gets here because the cart was full yesterday because one of the fans was on it. I sold a vacuum cleaner. So if you're willing to ship vacuum cleaners, at Home Depot's box made a difference. Their large is 26 instead of 24, and it was big enough to put the hose in it. It's a telescoping hose, but it goes down to like 25. So I went and picked up some boxes yesterday. Harlan, why do you have fish?
I don't even know what Harlan must be on something.
I know.
Maybe it's not Harlan.
So I left the boxes out thinking it was just going to be a light rain, and I put the lids on top of them like I always do, and up against the building. But I got back in the van at the post office, started to head towards Wings, and the bottom just dropped out. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening to the packages? So I get home, and they're like one side of them is completely drenched. So I drag them into the building. By the time I get into the building, there's a slope on the driveway is going down. I stepped in that slope. Both my feet were wet. Shirt was completely soaked. Beard looked like some kind of wet poodle. It was terrible. And I'm like, and by the time it quit raining, it was like 10 till. I'm like, I can still go, but it's way too much work to get ready to leave out of here to be there. And I'm supposed to be there in like 9 minutes. They still didn't pick up the packages at like 6:30. I'm like, really?
Luckily, I have a covered porch, and I could just stick them out there. I like it.
We have a covered porch, but to get to the covered porch from back here, I would have been. You know how wet I would have been. I would still be drying out.
Your garage don't attach to the house at all.
Well, that one, the one that's on, the one that's attached to the house attaches to the house.
That's right. Yeah.
This one does not.
Yeah. We've been thinking about some sort of other option because I can't put things out my garage. It's an old carriage house from the early 1900s. It's old. And it doesn't leak or anything. I could probably put stuff out there. There's no power out there though.
So it's like
I've been thinking about other options.
So it's like a building where Todd parked his first car in a building like that.
Mm-hmm. He used to have power in there, but when we put in the new microwave, it needed the line, so we made a sacrifice because it was very expensive to put in a new box. We didn't have the money, so.
I've heard that it's expensive to put in a new box. Yeah. The old box takes half. It's terrible.
That's what she said. I watch all of Scott's videos, actually.
He doesn't watch anything. It's all right. The next one's a shipping video.
His whatnots, but I watch all his YouTube videos.
He'll skip the shipping video.
No, I'll probably watch it. I enjoy them. They're good most of the time.
Something to put in the background so you don't have to watch me. I need to put my cell phone like 2 times speed so I talk faster.
If I didn't Lag, if I didn't have my Volkswagen parked in there, I would probably use it for storage like that for the eBay inventory. But I don't want to leave the Volkswagen outside, so maybe someday I'll actually get the car back on the road, and then it can be parked outside.
I bought a hat. I bought a hat yesterday, Kent. It's a Boca, Boca, or yeah, Boca. It's a Boca. It's pretty cool looking hat.
Buy a row of Kias. Yeah. This one's about ready to become a storage unit. Sell the what? Lag is no longer allowed in here.
I think I made him. You can't even time him out. I think I made him a moderator.
Oh God, not gonna happen. Not selling that car.
Okay, so Kent. No wonder it looked like something outdoorsy, like those kind of colors. So I wondered.
Thank you, Timothy, for the message.
Nazi car.
Y'all
I like that little Nazi car.
Brenda, I appreciate you telling these folks to hit the like button. I forget all the time. You are nicer than I am. I tell them that if you don't hit the like button, an immediate family member is gonna fall down the stairs or something.
Don't
save the people you care about.
The like button? I don't want to
hit the like button.
I'm going to hit the like button right now. I don't want to. My wife has been prone to falling, and I'm not.
That's why we don't have enough stairs. Because if we had a house that had stairs in it, Joni would already be dead.
It's not the stairs. She tripped over the concrete in the driveway the other day, and there I hit the like button. She's safe.
Search bar in my brain, eBay's looking twisted, nothing feels the same, margins bleed like oil, my listings disappear, AI scans my soul, whispering in my ear, silicon shadows taking control.
All right, so this is what it looks. This is what it looks like with a search bar on your brain.
Huh.
I like the first one better than the second one. The second verse, maybe because I've heard it 1 million times.
If that song was not about eBay, it would be a hit.
Lag, you don't have a soul. Come on now. That's probably why you're stuck in your basement. The demons will not let you out.
I'm watching this guy over here on Whatnot sell Disney ears for $30 and $40. It's crazy.
What is it? Something Dave made up in the middle of the night when he was trying to make AI write him a song. That's what it is.
It's a good song. It really is. The words are great. I just wish it was about more general subjects than eBay, because he could sell that.
I think that's what he's working on that now. He's working on making a parody channel like Weird Al.
Yeah, it was a really good song. The words are great. I mean, the lyrics are really good.
My suggestion was to make Motel California.
Motel California, the cheap version of the motel. You ever stay in a motel? I have.
Did we consider Best Westerns motels if you got a park in front of your room? Is that what we're considering?
No, there's still hotels, I think.
Okay, so let's see. We'll ask.
When I was doing, I know this is going to bring up Lag saying things, but escort driver for the mobile home company that I work for. That guy would not spend the company's money on a real hotel. We had to stay in these dirty, nasty motels. Yeah, no fun.
It says that basically the biggest difference is size and amenities.
Yeah,
That's what she said.
and roaches. The amount of roaches.
I do want to do go from one end of Route 66 to the other. I would definitely stay. I'm watching a couple that's doing that right now, and the last episode they stayed in the wigwams. Have you seen those? They look there's like 8 or 10 of the restored uh, teepee looking hotel rooms.
If I drove escorts around, I'd probably made more money. And that was that
What's this?
stupid little pickup truck that goes in front of the big mobile homes when they're hauling them down the highway. That was me. With the lights on it. It says oversized load.
So I guess
That
that
was a
means
job.
a motel is anything below like a Motel 6.
Motel 6 is more of a hotel, though.
Yeah, I'm saying anything below a Motel 6.
Yeah.
So did you you see where I guess it was I heard about a couple weeks ago, Steve or Tom Bodette was suing Motel 6,
I saw that, yeah. Because they're
where
still
they
using
were
his
continuing to use
voice.
his name and voice on their reservation system, even though the new owners or operators or whatever had canceled the contract. So they thought they could get
But
away with.
they're claiming they didn't cancel the contract or some. I don't know. I guess it'll come out in court. We'll leave the lights on for you.
Brenda's got you.
Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, hit the. Oh boy. I really did hit the like button. I don't need my wife falling down again. She fell down a few weeks ago in the driveway, and she tweaked her back, and we've had several chiropractor visits now, and she'll be fine. But we really need to get our driveway redone, but it's so daggone expensive because they'll have to take the old concrete out and pour new. And just we'll have to see about it, but it's going to take some time.
Did I mention I'm getting fiber?
You're getting fiber.
Woot, woot.
Dude, you're getting a fiber. Oh, that didn't work.
And not the old people kind of fiber.
Yeah, when we got fiber here, now we have a local company that provides internet just in this town, and so we got it quite a while ago when they put it in, but there's like three tiers. We got the middle tier, and it's great. It works great. We don't have any outages. We used to have outages all the time.
Todd is so bored with us, he's decided to start shipping.
I just wanted to be able to find this, and I actually did. So I thought, I'll go ahead and pack it.
Man, I had an item that I could not find, and I thought I'd cancel. I thought I deleted everything on that coffee maker, and so I canceled it yesterday. I'm like, man, this is gonna hurt my metrics. But what? Sent the buyer a message saying, hey, I'm sorry about that. I cannot find this unit. This 5 minutes later, I found it. Damn it! And I sent him a message back saying, here's a discount code if you want to buy it again. It's relisted. I'm sorry about that. So that's the one nice thing about eBay is it does allow you some you do have some leeway to deal with customers, and if you make a mistake, you can do personalized coupons and that kind of thing. I do like a lot of the systems. It would be great if we could design our own platform and hand pick the things we like from each platform. So you could take FBA, some of the creativity you're allowed on eBay, and then the return policy on Poshmark. And yeah. Any update from Josh about? I told Josh that we were going to find Bigfoot before we found Easy Lister.
James Helfer Stay put out a video, I think yesterday, about it's just they're ironing out bugs. That's it. They don't want to release a product that has bugs.
It's out of beta, and it's passed all of eBay's tests. So Josh says the release is imminent.
I hope so.
Yeah, he has gone MIA. We want to
I looked
ask
into
him.
Riva, but the reason I didn't do it is because I don't want to have to talk to people, and I guess you have to do some sort of phone interview with them.
Yeah, he has. So me, John, Josh, and we have a text group, and he hasn't texted since Monday night.
Maybe he's gone into hiding. You should just text him every day and say, when's the release?
I don't know. I sent him a text saying, Josh, are you still alive? Did AI off you?
Maybe he got an offer from some big company and he's not telling anybody, and he's fled the country.
He's hoping it'll be this week. He was fairly confident it would be by the end of the week.
I hope so, for his sake, because people are starting to get frustrated with it.
No, and I think they're smart by. You don't want to do what the other one's doing because they're having people leave left and right because it's a disappointment, and you don't want to ruin the reputation. Something that you worked for a year, just trying to compete with somebody who has put out an inferior product. You don't want to.
Being first isn't always best. Yahoo had auctions before eBay, and look where that's at. First isn't always best.
Correct.
And last isn't always best either. Sometimes we got to settle, but hopefully it's a good product and he makes a lot of money. But I tried using the other one, and there's a paywall. You can't even try it. And the mobile version of it, I couldn't even get on the site. So those were things that turned me off immediately. And Riva, I just didn't want to talk to the people on the phone, so I haven't completed the sign up yet.
So here's the story of the way things go, right? So in the group text message, I asked for proof of life from Josh, and John says, "No live this morning, Scott."
John.
Here's my answer. You got to be fucking kidding me. That's
Maybe he assumes because you're messaging the group chat that you're not doing a show.
It's simply crazy, but it's that I think, Kent, we're at the point where that might deserve the old backpack right there.
Back.
But there's so much to this reselling game, and each person decides what's the hardest part of it. But there's so Big Yumbo is the channel I want to review. Worth watching. What is Big Yumbo?
Never heard of him.
There's so much to this game, and for people that are, think they have nothing to do, and then complain about sales, that might be the hardest thing, is to figure out what tweak do you need to do to your account to unlock the full potential. What have you done? What part of in the listing, buying, what in process are you missing that is holding you back from your financial goals?
I've changed a few things lately. Like this morning, I sent out offers. I never used to do that. And you see it resulted in a $200 sale, even though I sold it twice. But just
Big
I'm
Yumbo.
okay with taking 20% off of something I paid $1 for, even if it means less money in the end. But that was one thing I did. My wife started running Dusty style sales where she's doing them for like 48 hours. And that's been big for her.
So you can read the comments. Thanks, Yumbo. You saved us 50 cents per listing. Great for text wallet is all I'm seeing. He's making millions from all the people who run a run.
I don't know about millions, but
This is what happens when you rush to market.
if you watch these guys on YouTube who build, they call them minimally viable products, MVPs, and that's what it is. It's just enough to get it to market. And they're built with these AI building tools. And I've looked at text; it looks like it's built with an AI. With all due respect, Josh's looks that way too. So, but you rush it, you're going to have problems.
But
you better have some tech support.
Josh has got a serious coder behind it who has written.
Sure. But they're all using those AI coding programs anymore because it makes it so much easier. If you have more understanding behind it, then it makes it easier. But it just seems like some people, and I'm not saying I watched one guy use text program on YouTube and it seemed to do okay. So I don't know. But if you rush something, you're going to have issues, and you better have some customer support behind that. If you don't, that product will fail. Especially as soon as you release it to a bunch of YouTubers who can review it now,
Correct.
I understand why Josh is taking his time. And I think he should have had more beta test. Well, we don't know how many I don't know how many beta testers. I know only of James.
He said Super Dave would put to $250,000 on listings through.
Yeah. You need somebody that's not attached to it, though, to be a beta tester, which is James.
I can't watch James anymore because James shouldn't have access when me and John don't have access.
I have a trouble watching James mainly because that's all he talks about right now is the AI lister. I liked it when he talked about other things, but that's my opinion about it. I like James. He seems to be a decent guy. I just have a hard time watching.
John says, "Who texts during their lives?" He just woke up. I'm like me. I was concerned that Josh had crossed over to the other side. And everybody wanted to know. Yet. It's yeah. I'm hoping it's I mean, I trust Josh. I've known him long enough, and if he says it's good, it's going to be good. They've really been testing over lots of categories to make sure that it's as good as they say it is, and it's not a disappointment. Because the worst thing you can do is put something out there, because it's hard to regain your reputation back once it's been shat upon.
I think Mr. Sadie was the one I watched testing out beta or text. Was it him?
Yeah, he did one on it.
Yeah, I watched his, and he seemed to do okay with it. But
are you trying to say Larry? Did you just say Larry's a beta? Is that what you said?
No, it was. Well, he could be a beta. I don't know. I've never met Larry.
I know. I tried to guilt him into coming to Nashville, and he wouldn't do it.
I haven't met Todd either. Todd could still be a figment of my imagination. I know you guys say he's.
I know. Todd knows how to find Casio watches. That's all I know.
And that's one category I have no clue about. I see a nice old watch at a yard. I passed up a whole yard sale full of watches because I had no clue what I was looking at.
That's when you offer them a buy at all price that you're comfortable with and take your chances.
At the time, I didn't have a ton of money. I might have been
Right.
able to afford one. Now I can do that, but at the time, we were just getting back in, so it was a couple months ago.
I
But
think
no,
that's
I mean,
enough.
I watched Sadie's video, and it was. I mean, he had a good experience with it as far as I could tell, but doesn't mean it's not full of glitches and things.
I think a lot
You
about
never
it
know.
is which category and what information you give it. I think I've heard it's good if you've got a barcode, if you've got information that it can search like that. So I know Josh has told us that his is that their program. I call it his, but it's a group project. They it uses three language models, and so it's not specific to is Grok better than Gemini is better than Chat GBT. It's got access, and they don't tell you which three it is. It could be
Yes.
there are others out there.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they're using at least one or two of the big ones. It would only make sense.
But every what's the Josh is still like parts of a catch-up commercial, and the anticipation is making you wait.
I remember those old commercials. They had the ketchup bottle upside down, and then eventually it came
I'm
out.
telling you, if y'all did not live through the 70s and 80s, but the commercials were the best, and into the early 90s, the commercials are absolute best.
I've been disappointed the last maybe 5 or more years watching the Super Bowl ads because they
Well,
suck.
the commercials they are trying to make a social engineering. They're so concerned about the most important thing they do with these commercials is the race mixture versus the content of the quality of the content and the likability. All you advertising people out there, just from a normal human perspective, if it's a good quality commercial, all the other stuff irons itself out. Y'all got to make
Brenda
good content first.
Brenda wants to know how it's been being full time resellers again. We're doing all right. We enjoy this way better than we enjoy delivering people's groceries for damn sure. Now
Marcia, Marcia, we expect you to watch every minute, Marcia.
it's been a struggle to get it back started because right now reselling is a little bit on the downside, but we're doing all right and
Um,
it's starting to go that way, go the right way. So
he's hoping by the end of the week, Marcia. That's the last I heard. He said this. He said they're absolutely hoping this week. They've cleared a lot of the protocols, so they're very very close. I told him they could not have Friday off because Canadians don't get to celebrate the 4th of July yet. Until we conquer them, or they wave the white flag and willingly could become the next state. Um,
I think if that ever happened, it would be parts of Canada, not the whole country. Like Alberta, they would really like to be a 51st state, but
we don't want there's so many liberals in Canada. We don't necessarily want all of them.
no. So we have that D-Day reenactment here, and there was a couple. We were sitting next to a couple of people, and we found out they were from Canada, and she told me that they can't even access like Fox News or anything like that on their phones, and I didn't believe her. So she pulled up her phone and tried to get into Fox News, and sure enough, it said this site is blocked. So yeah, I don't want to live in Canada, where
Well,
I can't participate in everything that I want to participate in.
welcome to socialism.
Yeah, it wasn't just Fox News; it was any American news source, I believe. But she just happened to have, show me on that site, and I was sitting right next to her, and I pulled it up. And I'm like, because we're working off the same towers, but because her phone number is a Canadian phone number, it's blocked.
Be time to visit Surfshark and get a VPN on there.
Well, yeah, I was telling her about VPNs, and how to get around it, but it was just amazing to me that they can censor like that. Now, I'm sure we're censored too. I'm sure there's things that we should be seeing that we're not. But Epstein list, for example, that kind of thing. But
I think Surfshark is cheaper, Kent. Surfshark, you get
UFO exposures or truths.
you get multiple. I think they're the one you get a lot more devices for the price.
But are those kind of things blocked in Canada too? I do not know. Can you have? I'm sure you can have a VPN. And if I cross the border, do I lose the ability to see things? I wonder.
I don't think so. You might, Steve. I don't know. No, as long as you're using your service provider, I think you're okay. Because I watch a lot of sailing channels, and the one thing they have to do is when they get to these countries, is they have to get a SIM card from those countries in order to have access to data. And because they're from that country, the blocks are in place.
Right.
So I think as long as you're using your data, you're fine.
Okay.
But
I once in a while
VPN for
bounce
sure.
off. I once in a while bounce off the Canadian towers because they're just over the lake there. And next time that happens, I'm going to try and see what happens.
Yeah, but so Marcy, are you
I told
saying
that
that?
lady. Go ahead.
Are you saying that Harlan is not entertaining enough, and so you'd just rather learn a AI lister? That's terrible. That's what I read there. I'm definitely not entertaining enough, and if I get access to it this week, I'll spend all weekend messing with it. It's because you're too moist, Anissa. You're too moist. Josh said if you had sent the email, he would take care of you. So, if you watch his video from a couple days ago, but I think we're gonna be we're gonna be pleasantly surprised how good this thing works. John, just from watching his listing, John and I had a couple questions, and he answered them. That it'll be we'll be able to use it from the questions we had.
It looks pretty I mean, from watching James's videos, it looks pretty self-explanatory once you learn it. But
Crunchy is for leather jackets.
I really would like to try it though.
Jen, you're 100% correct. They saw some video. I needed to see have they announced a shutdown on this platform yet? I mean, on for TikTok.
Yeah, wasn't that supposed to happen this month?
Yeah, 25th or something like that. I don't know. Gemini is struggling to get me an answer. So, come on, Gemini.
I'd have had all the answers.
Christy.
You know, we'll make it do it again. That's the one thing that's hard to deal with when you're expecting immediate answers, and these AI models thinking about this, processing, deep thought. Hey, John, it's still way more entertaining than reading comments. people were just asking if there was an update to Josh's program, and I'm like, I hadn't heard from him in 2 days. He might be dead. And then we got crotchety grouchy John to text back. What the heck? But it's all right, Todd. This is the last 20 minutes, so that you have to have ideas for the last 20 minutes of the show.
Oh Lord.
Isn't Kristen Rural Squirrel?
Yes, she
Kristen.
sure is.
Right, Kristen. Their show is always so upbeat and complimentary to each other. And yes, I see your point. And we're like, that idea sucks. Go, you know.
Shut the hell up, Todd.
That is
I
so
know.
fake.
We're the exact opposite of their podcast. We're like, get the hell off of here if you can't do what you're. And they're all like, I get your point. That's a lovely idea. I love that. I love that.
Craig, the answer, I can answer that question. The answer is no. There are different levels of API access. They have production level access, so they have quite a bit more than that. Do you want me to be fake nice to you, Todd? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm just saying they're not fake. They truly do enjoy each other's company and compliment each other and stuff. And no, I like it both ways. I like it happy-go-lucky, and I like it, hey, you old fart, shut up.
You make a bunch of noise and you watch other things on the screen and pack and ship. What the heck? Eat and chew. I bet. Hey, Kristen, I bet if you brought Todd on and he packed packages and chewed really loud, I bet you wouldn't be so nice.
No, they got a good show. And they get great guests, man. All their guests are like way better resellers than me. Of course, I ain't that great, huh, Scott?
I was nice to you yesterday, Todd.
Were you? Okay. Yesterday. Once a year is good to be.
Yeah, I had to.
Good to have.
Because you were late, so I had to go entertain Todd because you were Tom because you were late.
Yeah, and then you left. But that's okay. Just so much of Tom and me that anybody can take.
I had shipping to do.
See?
So I can put it out in the rain.
Finally quit raining here. Golly. That storm that we had all the flooding with here in Texas, it finally passed on. It stayed for a week.
Wow.
I heard that too. I'm trying to be nice, JT.
Yeah. I like nice and cruel all together. Yeah. Both
Yeah, I'm just trying to work here today. I want to hit some estate sales tomorrow. So I'm trying to get a lot of work done here today. I need to clean up in this hellhole. I also need to get I need to shoot the video as I bring stuff out of the van to show what I picked up. There's some cool items, and then I also need to list them as I'm showing them.
Oh, yeah, maybe I spoke too soon, Ron. We got a chance of rain around 6 p.m.
Yeah, how much? We got quite a bit of rain yesterday. Let's see what the phone says.
We've been lucky this week with no rain so far.
I think we have a big chance of rain today.
A little tiny bit overnight last.
We have a 65% chance of rain today.
Eric, we have estatesales.net. I think every estate sale I know about always, unless it's like a family run one, they don't know. But
it's just such a lie.
Put it on here. I bet you there's nothing on it here.
Steve Jobs was to be so disappointed in Apple.
I
Last
agree.
24-hour rainfall totals, the last 24 hours, 0.05 of an inch. It rained for a solid hour here. We're expecting another inch today. I'm telling you, I looked like a drowned rat. It was terrible.
Bum, 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 bum.
Siri, how much rain did Huntsville get yesterday?
I can't get past weather information.
You see how worthless Siri
Wait,
is?
that was-
You suck,
wait.
Siri.
Ask the other girl.
I gotta get to the phone.
Computer. What was yesterday's weather?
Last night, in Conneaut, Ohio, the high was 73 and the low was 62 degrees Fahrenheit.
Thank you.
Hey Google, how much rain did Huntsville get yesterday?
Google's let you down.
How much rain did Huntsville, Alabama get yesterday? It's more concerned about me installing the app on the home screen than it is answering the question.
Computer. How much
They
rain
both
did
suck.
Huntsville, Alabama get yesterday?
It didn't rain last night in Huntsville, Alabama.
There's your answer.
Oh my god! I imagine that I got okay. Hey Google, how much rain did Meridianville, Alabama get last night? Hey Google, how much rain did Meridianville, Alabama get yesterday? Hey Google, how much rain did Meridianville, Alabama get yesterday?
Technology.
It just
AI
keeps
is
bringing
gonna
up
take
this.
over everything. AI is going to take all our jobs.
I know, really. Gemini can make mistakes, so check it. Really?
Yeah.
Hey Google, play horse with no name.
La 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 la
It's a good song.
la.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing. What is? You mean list easier? Because there is a.
Brenda got you on the rain.
How much did it say we got?
1.08 inches.
And that was like in an hour. Josh's program is list easier. There is an easy lister.
There's a better lister, easy lister, list easier,
Bigfoot lister.
list lister, lister listed. There's a whole bunch of them. I'm working on. I got a new 3D printer, by the way. Same one Pat Dees has. One of the ones that Pat Dees has.
So are you gonna start making keychains too?
I made a Bigfoot last night, but I didn't like the way it came out, so I'm not going to show it to you guys.
Or does it look more like a gorilla or a big ape?
No, it's one of those almost like a Labubu, if you know what those are. But I want to do them for giveaways for my whatnot shows. But I'm not happy with the quality yet, so I got to redo it.
John, we're not
No,
live. Why are you participating? We're not live.
I will be able to do much better 3D printing, and so I will start selling some 3D print products, including my box corners and things like that. Trying to come up with products. I need ideas from you folks, not lag, on products that might help resellers out that I can make with the 3D printer. So, have I ever seen a baby Bigfoot? No, but I heard one once. I'm convinced I heard one once. That's what actually got me into the Bigfoot stuff, is that experience. It was probably a rabbit.
How long do we have before I start cleaning up? 9 minutes till I clean up. This is exciting.
Nine minutes. That's it.
I know. I didn't think we'd make it 2 hours today. I was dragging before the show.
A continuous thermal label stand. How would that work?
But the chat is awesome, and y'all have provided us energy today, so thank you. Nothing that
labels in a box.
Nothing that Todd's done. Just everybody in the chat's been good.
You know how you get those stacks of 6,000 US or UPS labels, thermal labels? I've made it through my first stack. I had to reload.
Yeah, I just do the rolls, the 940 rolls, and I'm almost out.
Ta-da!
Before I knew anything, I was buying them on Mercari because they were cheap. Thank you. And here this guy was shipping them straight from UPS to me. So I was paying like $15 for the labels or some crap. And he was making money on free UPS labels. I didn't know it. It's a scam on Mercari. It's still there, I'm sure. And
who buys gloves in the middle of July? But okay.
They're the wrong color.
Anyway, for some reason, he sent me 3 sets of labels. And then I ordered a set off UPS. So I have 4 sets of 6,000. I'll be in labels.
Hey, you know how you could have sold them a whole lot faster?
Yeah, sell them in January.
No. If you would have had two fingers painted pink and one painted brown.
Warning: some viewers may find the following footage deeply disturbing. For more awesome content, like and subscribe now. Lock and load.